game off.
Nobody wants to be shot. Nobody wants to be killed.
An all-star basketball game in Aurora canceled over concerns of violence.
That's disturbing to me. I mean, it's scary.
Locks changed.
And I was shocked because for some reason it was too good to be true. It was too good to be true.
A family turns to contact Denver 7 after getting shut out of their rental. Why they believe their would-be landlord is running a scheme.
A snowy, chilly start to the week, but things are about to turn around for the better.
Long-standing concerns have led to last-minute cancellations in Aurora.
The ATown boys and girls all-star games were supposed to be played at Overland High School, but organizers called them off over fears of youth violence, an issue plaguing the Aurora community.
2 teens have been killed in shootings this month in Aurora. Last fall, several students were injured in shootings in the same week near Central and Hinckley High Schools.
Today, Denver 7's Ivan Rodriguez talked with activists about the state of the city.
The annual ATown All-Star boys and girls basketball game brings some of the best athletes together. But this year, it was canceled just hours before tip-off.
That's disturbing to me. I mean, it's scary. So after they cancel this one, what's the next event? What are they going to do to try and protect?
Monday morning, Cherry Creek School District said it would be canceling the game out of an abundance of caution due to recent gang-related violence. Just last week, a 15-year-old boy was shot and killed near Overland High School, the same location as the All-Star game.
It's senseless violence. It's just senseless. It's not right for kids to lose their life so young like this.
The district says there was also a threat targeting the event. Aurora police tells Denver 7 they had ramped up security and felt confident about it taking place, but left the final decision in the hands of the district.
This is going to continue if we do not come up with some real different kinds of solutions.
Alberta Simmons and Reverend Reginald Holmes, who held a gun buyback in Denver in 2004, say elected officials need to be more involved.
The bottom line is there is saturation in the communities where this violence is happening, and that saturation must stop.
They also believe there needs to be a personalized approach as well as more resources.
We got to go door to door, house to house, and block by block, and let these young people know that we care about them, but they've got to stop the violence. We got to have resources to do it. We can't just go knock on their door and say, hey, stop the violence, and they say, well, we're hungry, and we say, okay, I'll talk to you later. That ain't working. So help us.
The district says there are conversations to reschedule the game for a later date, but until systemic changes happen, these men feel little will change.
It has to be a concerted effort.
Ivan Rodriguez, Denver 7.
All right, let's talk weather now. A miserable start to the week, but things are looking up. Here is Katie LaSalle with the first look at our forecast.
Good evening to you, Ann. We are still seeing some snow over the eastern plains, but mostly cloudy skies for the Denver area. It is going to be windy and cool once again tomorrow with a few snow showers for the metro, but this storm really packing a punch out east at this hour. You can see strong storms from Texas, heavy rain up through Missouri, and still some lingering snow over eastern Colorado, which did see closures on I-70 out to Burlington earlier today. The snow is still lingering over portions of our Sangre de Cristo mountain range, and here over the Denver area, mostly cloudy skies. A few flurries popping up here and there with light to moderate snowfall just off to the west from Allens Park down through Idaho Springs. Now, in terms of our advisories, the winter storm warning has ended in Burlington, but still exists down south through Trinidad through at least midnight, and a blizzard warning out across central and southern Kansas. But no advisories here for the metro area. Temperatures are going to be cold tonight and then stay below average for tomorrow. We'll talk more about the nice warm up in store for the end of the week still to come.
Thank you, Katie. A judge has agreed to drop murder charges filed against Matthew Doloff. Doloff shot and killed Lee Keltner while providing security for a 9 News team covering competing protests near Civic Center Park in 2020. Police say Keltner slapped Doloff's face and was firing pepper spray when Doloff shot him. Doloff was not licensed to carry a firearm as a security guard in Denver. Prosecutors decided to drop their case in part because they would be unable to prove Doloff was not acting in self-defense. Outside court today, Keltner's sister bashed the dismissal and called her brother's death an assassination.
Lee's life mattered. He's dead now. He can't stand up for himself. He can't see his day in court.
Keltner's family plans to file a civil lawsuit against the security company that contracted him, 9 News, and Denver City and County.
The owner of one of Colorado's major tourist attractions will pay $20 million to cover damages from the 416 wildfire. That fire burned near Durango for 2 months in 2018, scorching more than 50,000 acres. A federal investigation determined the fire was started by a steam engine owned and operated by the Silverton Narrow Gauge Railroad Company. However, the railroad company maintains it did not cause the fire, and it did not admit guilt as part of this settlement. In addition to the $20 million payout, the railroad company will also take steps to reduce its risk of starting fires. A lack of jurors has resulted in the second mistrial of a former coroner and funeral home operator. Shannan Kent and his wife Stacy were charged with tampering with a dead body after police found decaying remains at funeral homes in Silverthorne and Leadville. According to the Summit Daily News, multiple jury members were dismissed last week for having prior knowledge of the case. Another jury member was dismissed after a prosecutor caught them reading a newspaper that featured an article about the trial. The first mistrial was called in December when a witness contracted COVID. Now, the Kent's case will now be moved to Clear Creek County, where it will begin in May. And Kent, the former Lake County coroner, resigned in 2021. He was convicted of official misconduct in that case last fall.
Solemn moments tomorrow as we mark 1 year since the mass shooting at the King Soopers in Boulder. 10 people were killed when a gunman opened fire inside and outside of the store. Tomorrow, the newly reopened Table Mesa location will be closed, while other King Soopers stores across the metro will pause for a moment of silence in honor of those killed. That includes Boulder Police Officer Eric Talley, whose patrol car remains on display as a memorial outside the Boulder Police Department. Today, President Biden signed a bill into law renaming the post office near the Pearl Street Mall in Talley's honor. And that moment of silence at King Soopers stores is scheduled for 2:30 tomorrow afternoon. You'll be able to watch that on air and on the denverchannel.com.
And this time tomorrow, we could know who will be the next superintendent at Douglas County Schools. According to tomorrow night's school board agenda, the board will consider a resolution offering the job to either Aaron Kane or Danny Windsor. They are the only two finalists. And whoever is hired will replace Corey Wise, who was fired by the school board's conservative majority back in February. Now, tomorrow night, the board will also discuss its response to a judge's order requiring its majority to follow open meetings laws. That judge found the 4 conservative members circumvented the open meetings law by having private one-on-one discussions about Wise's future before they told him he could resign or be fired.
Locked out of their rental, a family is turning to contact Denver 7 for help.
As Denver 7 CB Cotton explains, they believe they've fallen victim to a scam.
Yeah.
When this couple got the paperwork, they thought they leased a new home and a new chance at life.
We were hoping to get this lease, which helped us save, and that's why we got the lease, because the lease was helping us save tons of money in the process.
But as it turns out, this lease would only drain the couple's bank account.
It was $4,850 to be exact.
Taryn Anderson and Isaiah Blacknell say they found the home on Duquesne Circle in Aurora last week. It was listed on Facebook Marketplace with a monthly rent at $1,200. So they contacted the landlord.
The price and the pictures kind of sold me on the house. He said that they were running a special if we put 3 months of rent up front to get 2 months free.
Yes.
We thought that was a smart decision to save us money.
The couple says once everything was approved, they moved in. Their homecoming was short-lived. The day after the couple moved into the home, they discovered the code on the lockbox had been changed.
Very, very hurt when we came back, and all of our stuff was kind of in there, and then we still couldn't even get in.
The couple called police and says they were told they could try to get inside to get their belongings, so they went in through an open window.
It was left unlocked. We just pulled the screen off and jumped up there.
According to Arapahoe County property records, the home was owned by First Key Homes, an investment company that manages single-family rentals across the country. On their site, the home was up for rent at nearly $2,600 a month. This couple says after seeing the real listing, they now know their would-be landlord was running a scam.
It was too good to be true. We can't find out where our money is and where it's going.
For now, they're staying in an extended stay hotel. We tried to get in contact with the would-be landlord, who told us by text the home was ready and available for a move-in. That's when we called. And he hung up after we started asking questions. Realtors tell Denver 7 this couple's nightmare is why tenants should always check public records and be cautious before sending money.
Never wire your money to someone you don't know. Never send your money out unless you're meeting the person and meeting that landlord in person.
Anderson and Blacknell are now working with police to make sure this doesn't happen to anyone else.
It's all very, very, very fishy.
In Aurora, I'm CB Cotton, Denver 7.
CB, thank you. And we reached out to the First Key Homes, the investment company that apparently owns the property, but have not heard back. If there's a story you'd like our Contact Denver team to look into, it would be our pleasure to do so. You can reach us by calling this number, or you can send us an email to contact7@thedenverchannel.com.
Filling a crucial need.
To provide it for families that don't know how to get those services is even more rewarding.
How a new nonprofit is stepping in to help kids with special needs.
And the Rockies continue to spend big bucks, but will it make a difference on the diamond?
Breezy and cold tonight with a few more lingering snow showers on Tuesday. Then a nice warm up on the way with 70s on the 7-day. I'll have your full forecast coming up.